Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Let's get into it.
Okay, Leo, quick question for you. If I say my brother who lives in New York is a doctor, and my brother who lives in New York is a doctor, do you hear a difference?
They sound almost the same to me. Maybe a tiny pause in the second one?
Exactly right about the pause. But here's the thing, that tiny pause changes the meaning completely. This is the power of relative clauses, and today we're going to master who, which, that, and whose.
Oh, good, because I always just guess when I use these.
And that guessing is exactly what we're going to fix today. But first, did you catch what just happened in my example? The first sentence, my brother who lives in New York is a doctor, implies I have more than one brother. The second one with the comma means I have only one brother, and by the way, he lives in New York.
Wait, really? Just a comma changes all that?
Blow your mind, right? And this is just the beginning. By the end of this episode, you're going to understand the one rule that makes all of this simple. And I'm going to make Leo a little bet right now. He's going to make a classic mistake in a few minutes, and I can't wait to catch it.
Oh, bring it on. I'm ready for the challenge.
Let's start with the basics. We use who for people. We use which for things and animals. And we use that for, well, we'll get there. Listen to this story. Imagine you're at a dinner party and someone asks you about your favorite coworker.
Okay, I'm at the dinner party. There's pasta. I'm happy.
Good. Stay happy. Now, how would you describe your favorite coworker?
Easy. She's the one who always brings coffee in the morning.
Perfect. Who for person. Now, what if I ask you about the laptop you love?
It's the laptop which has the amazing battery life.
Exactly. Which for a thing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What if I say, the laptop that has the amazing battery life?
That sounds fine too. Honestly, I use that all the time.
And that's okay. Here's the big secret most textbooks make way too complicated. In American English, we often use that instead of which. But there are times when you must use which and times when you must use that. And today, I'm going to give you the one rule to know the difference. Are you ready?
I've got my listening ears on. Hit me.
Here it is. If you can remove the clause and the sentence still makes sense, use which. If you can't remove it without losing the meaning, use that.
Okay, I need a real example. My brain is doing gymnastics right now.
Let's use my dinner party again. The pasta, which was homemade, was delicious.
Okay.
Now, can I remove which was homemade?
The pasta was delicious. Yes, that still makes sense.
Exactly. The pasta is still the pasta. The homemade part is extra information. That's when we use which with commas. This is what we call a non-defining relative clause. It adds flavor but doesn't change the main point.
So when do I use that?
Now try this one. The pasta that Leo made was delicious. If I remove that Leo made, what happens?
The pasta was delicious. Still makes sense?
Grammatically, yes. But think about context. If there are two bowls of pasta on the table, one I made and one you made, and I say the pasta was delicious, you don't know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, so that Leo made is essential. It tells you which pasta,
Boom, you've got it. That's a defining relative clause. It defines or identifies which one we're talking about. No commas needed, and that's when we use that or who.
So the rule is, if it's essential info, no commas, and use that, or who. If it's extra info, commas, and use which.
Exactly. And let me give you one more way to remember. Think of which as taking a side note, and that is pointing your finger at exactly what you mean.
Side note versus pointing finger. I like that.
Now let's look at some common mistakes from around the world. There's one mistake I hear constantly from Spanish speakers.
I'm scared to ask what it is.
They translate K directly into English and use that for people. So they'll say, the man that is standing over there, which is actually fine, by the way. But sometimes they do the opposite. They use which for people.
Like the man which is standing over there? Ouch. That sounds like calling a person an object.
Exactly. And for Chinese speakers, there's a different pattern. In Chinese, the relative clause comes before the noun, so when they speak English, they sometimes create long, confusing sentences because they're trying to put everything before the main word.
That makes sense. It's like building a sentence in a different order than your brain naturally thinks.
And for Arabic speakers, I notice a tendency to drop the relative pronoun entirely in spoken English. So they might say, the book I bought is good without even trying who or which.
Wait, but isn't that okay too? I mean, natives do that.
You're right, sometimes we do drop it. In casual speech, the book I bought is good is totally natural, but there are situations where you need the relative pronoun for clarity, and that's what we're practicing today.
Okay, so we've covered who for people and which for things. What about that? When do we use that instead of who?
Great question. That can actually be used for both people and things in spoken English. So the woman who called me and the woman that called me are both correct. Same meaning.
Seriously? So I don't have to panic about that and who?
Nope, both are fine. The only time you must use who is when you're being very formal, like in a cover letter or a business presentation, then who sounds more polished for people. But in everyday conversation, that and who are interchangeable.
Okay, that takes a lot of pressure off. But we haven't talked about whose yet.
Ah, whose. The one that confuses everyone because it looks like who's the contraction.
Oh no. Don't tell me I've been mixing those up.
Let's check. Whose with an apostrophe means who is, whose means belonging to someone. Totally different.
So, the girl whose dog bit me, that's possession. And who's the girl who called me, that's who is.
Perfect. And here's the part that surprises most people.
I love a good surprise.
Whose isn't just for people. You can use it for objects too. My apartment building really had a manager whose first language was English. You'll also hear things like the car whose engine broke down.
Wait, a car whose engine? That sounds weird to me. I thought it should be the car that has the broken engine.
Both are correct, but whose is often used for things, especially in writing, because it's shorter and cleaner. The company whose stock is rising or the city whose population is growing.
Whoa, so that's how natives get that polished sound. Okay, I need to practice this.
Perfect timing because now we're going to do the part that makes this all click. Let's do a real life scenario. You're at work and you need to talk about a meeting you just left.
Okay, the meeting, which started late, was really productive.
Now, is that the right choice? Which or that?
If I'm talking about the only meeting of the day, then the which clause is extra information. So which with commas is right.
Beautiful. Now, what if you had 3 meetings and you're talking about the afternoon one?
Then it's defining. So I'd say the meeting that started late was really productive.
You nailed it. See how quickly you picked that up?
Honestly, I think I've got the rule now. But let's hear some of the mistakes you said you'd catch me making.
Oh, you're not getting off that easy. Let me give you a little test. Tell me which sentence is correct. The friend which came over, or the friend who came over.
Easy. Who because friend is a person.
Correct. Now, the movie who won the award, or the movie that won the award.
That because movie is a thing.
And now the tricky one. My phone that has a cracked screen is still working.
That sounds actually fine to me.
There's the mistake.
What? Why? You said that works for things.
It does, but only when it defines. Here, the cracked screen is extra information. The sentence already tells us the phone is still working. So we need commas and which. My phone, which has a cracked screen, is still working.
Oh, no. So I've been saying that wrong this whole time?
That's the mistake 90% of learners make. They use that for every situation, but that is only for essential information. For extra information, you need which with commas.
I'm rewriting this in my brain right now. Okay, essential info, that extra info, which got it.
And that's going to stick with you because you made the mistake and understood why. Now let's talk about when this really matters in the real world. Imagine you're writing an email to your boss about a problem with a client.
Okay, the client which is unhappy about the delay. No, wait, client is a person. The client who is unhappy about the delay.
Good catch. Now tell me, is that defining or non-defining?
If we have many clients, but one is unhappy, then it's defining. So I should use that or who, no commas.
Correct. But what if your company only has one client? Then it's non-defining, and you'd say the client who is unhappy about the delay has requested a meeting.
That comma and who makes it sound more polite too, doesn't it? Like I'm adding a note about the client.
Exactly, and that's the subtle power of these words. They don't just add information, they change the tone. Using non-defining clauses with commas can make you sound more polished and precise in professional settings.
Okay, now I want to practice some more. Can you give me a scenario? And I'll try to use all four: who, which, that, and whose.
I love it. Here's your scenario. You're talking about a project at work.
All right, let me think. The colleague who helped me with the presentation, the report which I finished yesterday, the data that shows the sales increase, and the manager whose team we joined.
Leo, that was perfect. You just used all four correctly.
Wait, I did? I didn't even realize I was just trying to get the words in the right place.
And that's the magic of practice. You went from guessing to using them naturally in under 15 minutes. That's the power of understanding the rule, not just memorizing it.
I have to say, I actually feel confident now. Like I understand why natives choose the words they do.
Because it's not random. Once you know whether the information is essential or extra, you'll never be lost again. And here's the bonus. You can impress people with your precision. When you say the report which I finished yesterday versus the report that I finished yesterday, you're showing a level of English that goes beyond basic communication.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have one more question. What about whom?
Whom? The word that even native speakers don't understand.
Seriously? Natives don't know how to use it?
Many don't. In formal writing, whom is used as an object, like the woman whom I met, but in everyday speech, most Americans just say who. Don't stress about whom unless you're writing a formal essay.
That's a relief. I was worried I'd need a whole other episode for that.
Not today. Today we're focusing on who, which, that, and whose, the big four that you'll use every single day.
All right, give me one final challenge. Test me one more time before we finish.
Okay, fast one. The restaurant we ate at last night is closing.
Restaurant is a thing, and it's defining which restaurant. So I'd say the restaurant that we ate at last night is closing. Or I could say which.
Perfect, both work. Next one, Maria, car was stolen, is upset.
Whose? Because the car belongs to Maria.
And last one, the dog lives next door is so loud.
Dog is a thing, but sometimes we use who for pets. So I could say the dog that lives next door or the dog who lives next door.
And both are correct. You're completely ready.
I feel like I just leveled up.
Before we go, here's your takeaway for today. Repeat after me. If the information is essential, use that or who. If it's extra, use commas and which. And whose is for possession, for people, and things alike.
Essential, that extra, which, possession, whose. I'm repeating this all day.
And if you want to keep moving up, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new episode every day, and there's so much more to come.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Today's challenge, write one sentence using each of the four words we covered today: who, which, that, and whose, and drop them in the comments. Maya and I will check them out.
See you next time on Speak Like a Native. Keep practicing, and remember, every word you learn today is a door you open tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.